Okay, should be recording now, I think. Looks like it. Anyways, so SSE18 extended Glock mag, not rich. Recording this because I don't see a single other video on YouTube for this specific mag. There's a couple for the metal one, which is just the 29 or 30 round one. No teardowns for this one at all. So I've already taken it apart a little bit. Main thing for doing that, for as far as I've gotten, this plate, 2 screws. Try and make sure you're able to easily see as best as possible. This camera's quality is not great. I probably ought to get a better one. 2 screws here. When you do it, probably hold it like this. So facing that way. That way you can hold it in place even as you're taking the screws out, and the spring should not, as a result, pop out super messy and, blow parts everywhere. All of that fun stuff. Let me turn my mic a little bit so I make sure you can hear me properly. BB's falling in my trash can. So you unscrew those, hold it like that when you're unscrewing it. You need to make sure you're able to see this. Hold on. Hold it like that, unscrew those 2. Then carefully, if you need to, pry it up into your hand, or what I did earlier is try and get the chair in view enough. I literally tuck it down here. So my leg's here, right? Grabbed it, set it up towards my leg, like kind of as a net, and pried it up that way to pull the parts apart and make sure that my leg catches any parts that may somehow pop out of it. Not the best way. Probably ought to have some kind of actual setup, but I don't. So I'm just working with what I can. Anyways, that's those 2 screws. There are 2 more down here, one there, and one down here. I forgot to reflect my camera, but whatever, I'll fix that later on. I tried to get the bottom boot plate off. Doesn't seem to want to. I can't get a screwdriver in the line. You can kind of tell looking at it that it looks like it's supposed to come off, at least on yours. Again, it's hard to see on my camera. It's terribly crap right now. Like I said, I really need to get a better one. This is some cheap $30, $40 one off Amazon. Anyways, you get that apart. This is your spring, right? There is a piece down in here. Try and get my finger behind it. Down here, the spring seems attached to it, and this part up here, which seems to be the BB follower, spring is attached to it down here, and that part flips. Aside from that, there are 2 of those, along with, get to the springs, and again, it's very difficult to see, but spring 1 for one side, come on, spring 2 for the other one, and those springs, find it again, yep, there we go on, trying to find a way to show it, that end there, not this end, that goes to the BBs. This is what is at the top of the mag, at the lip. These are the BB lips, or the mag lips. The spring goes on this end. Let me set those down so I don't lose them. They fit into on here, there. So the spring goes here in this little pocket. If I can get it to show proper. Let me see if I can move the camera around a bit. There we go. So down here, there's a pocket on each side. That spring goes in those, and it goes up to the lip. So it will fit pretty much into itself, but you do need to be careful that the spring does not fly out of it. Right? So I've just taken it apart. My mag's not feeding properly. I'm going to try to reassemble it and see if it fixes that. Maybe the springs keep coming loose or something, and I didn't quite screw it tight enough earlier, or when I did it before. We'll see. So I'm just going to hope and pray that somehow, some way, that this works again. Unlikely as it is. So I've got to make sure. Oh, also, on this, you see that extended edge? That goes face down into the mag lip. And I believe this lip here, find it. I'm not showing it very well. Right here, this part here, that extended bit there should be facing inwards of the mag. So when it goes in, it should go in. Do it right. So that spring goes down in there. Should fit like that. I'm really trying to get it to be visible. Come on, damn it. That kind of works, I think. I really got to get a better camera. I'm trying to show it. That's there, right? I'm going to set that down, grab this other one, make sure I put it in the right way. And I have taken this apart before, as I said. That's why I know that one side has to go inward to the back plate, because otherwise it will not fit back to it when we're done. This is the tricky part, honestly, when it comes down to it. You have to get that spring fed in, which is easy for the most part once you get it 2 feet in. It'll definitely have some tension for sure. The BB follower will take up a significant amount of space in the tube. That's down there. So I've got that in. Obviously, I need a flashlight. Let me grab one. How do you see? So, nope. And hold on. I just let it go get a bit. This video is already 10 minutes. Interesting. Okay, that's in there. Obviously. Okay, I gotta get the mirror proper. That's back there. This here is the tricky part, specifically. So I have to be able get this back in proper. I think what I did before is I had to use I've fucked it up already. So, forgot a couple of things that I did before, I think. Stole the spring out of one side. Might be part of the problem of why it stopped feeding again. That spring is bent. Gotta try and unbend this spring somehow, someway. That also might be part of the problem. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to pinch it on the side that's bent up against one of my fingers and compress it in such a way that will hopefully straighten it out. Unlikely as that is. It is difficult and somewhat painful. Well, it seems to have worked slightly, so I'll try and place it back in. Hope it's straight enough. It might not be straight enough, it might be. I don't know. It's a little fucked up. Okay. Back in, but it doesn't look the best. So I may end up having to replace that spring, which it's a very small spring. I'm sure I could find one somewhere to replace it with. You just got to make sure it fits in that little gap and is the same length whenever it's uncompressed in that pocket. Which, by the way, those springs are uncompressed in those pockets when you put it in. I literally can just lay it in the pocket. So it's not pushing too much. It's just pushing the tab up basically to the extent of the spring itself. There's next to no resistance there, just enough to keep BBs in. So what I fucked up before was to deal with the screwdriver. If I can get this part out. So I need to keep the BB follower inside of the mag, which is what I'm doing with this. And then attach this somehow sides. Okay. I think what I'm going to do right now, because it's holding in place, is I'm going to screw it in right now on the back plate of it. So I'm going to get all the screws back in entirely because the BB lips or the mag lips should be in place proper. Should be. Obviously, like I said, that one spring looks messed up, but who knows, maybe I'm lucky. And it still works once I get this done. I'm gonna screw it in. Gosh, this camera's absolutely dog crap. Anyways, okay, that one screw is in. tighten it down just to be sure. Other one on this side. Man, I've got to put this closer to be visible. And I'm cutting off light. There we go. That one's kind of sitting and spinning. And that's not looking very right. I think that's messed up somehow. Let me put these two screws back in first. It's really long ones, because I don't think they're of use to be taken out. But something definitely seems off. I'll show what looks weird to me if I can. So you can kind of tell there it is not in line whatsoever. The lips don't look in line, which is unusual. Grab my metal mat. You can see in this one, if I get the light off it a little bit, there we go. The lips are properly in line with the BB, and here and here as well. So it's not looking like that here, where way off, way off. So I totally fucked that up, and I'm gonna redo it. And I will redo things until it looks right. That does not look remotely proper. I've not done very many teardown video stuff. But it's here. It's definitely want to blow into pieces. What? Fine. It's weird. And just see which way looks right on itself. Because the NOS or the follower looked off. That looked out of line. And then in addition to that, the mag lips looked off. Also ignore my computer over there. It's a random extra. Okay. That looks properly in line. It's there. Okay, so it looks like as long as it's on that side, it's the right way for that. Not that I can tell if it actually matters, but here to double check. Put that off to the side for now. And redo this. I'm going to... Maybe I was wrong? So I'm going to try differently this time. That extended part, it's going to go upwards or upwards facing. Should I drop the spring? Where'd it go? Damn it. It's going to be upward facing when I put it back in. So I find the little spring. I just lost it, and I don't know where it is. Let me put the other one in here for now. I don't. Entirely possible I just lost this. Be highly... Oh, got it. Sweet. That's very lucky. Sometimes I don't find these parts ever again. They just go missing. Okay, so spring. This time it is facing up. You can kind of see it. Show it proper. Come on. There we go. So you can see how that's facing now. That notched lip or extended out bit is upwards this time. Last time I put it inwards, but it seemed way out of line when I put it together. So I flipped it. Okay. So that is together. So you can fairly well see how it's put together. Now I gotta do this again and hope I don't fuck it up somehow again. I'm not gonna shove it as far down because I think that may have had something to do with it. But I do need to keep it in place enough to not fly out. Come on. When I put this on, so trying to line up the holes. Come on. Is it off? It's all fucked up again. What the hell? Is that over there? Do not understand. I'm doing wrong. I'm gotta be doing something wrong. Not sure what. It looks totally fucked up. I probably ought to stop cussing. See how it looks if I put it in this way. Like it would let a BB out. It's really all I need to know is if it'll stop one from just popping out. I think that might be right. Get a flashlight on it. Come on. Still fucking terrible. But I've got the smooth edge in and the flat end. So, flat curve of the tip of the mag lips. So I shifted that around. I don't know if that'll change anything when I put it together, but we'll see. It's that way now. If it works this time, you know. I think if I've got anything thinner that I can use or flatter. I don't know. I guess I'll try that again. That looks more proper. Pops back up. It's a problem. Okay, so I think I got it put in the right way that time mostly, but I think I got this one side's spring not put in proper somehow. So Huh. That one came loose somehow. So it was not staying in. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay. I'm gonna just try and lay it on top of it this time. Best I can. That looks so much better. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Compared to before, that is way more in line. There's still space on the sides here for some reason. I don't know if that's just the extended mags or not. I'm going to hope and pray that it still works. And I'm gonna get these screws in as soon as I possibly can without losing them. Clear of any stripped plastic. Okay. It's in. It's clear. Okay. Gonna grab his speed loader and test it, I guess. See if it retains them. Ha! I think it's working. I don't have my Glock mag at my Glock at the moment for it. The SSE18 is also in the shop for being stuck on full auto, but I should have that back soon. But it's holding them. I don't think it was before. I think this is the one that was spitting them all out. So that's an improvement. Now I got to do the same to the other one. But that's one of them done. And that is a teardown of that mag. So I'll end the video there and figure out the other one. But hopefully you can get your own figured out from this video. See y'all.